All right, we're live. This is another edition of Val's Monologues coming at you on a beautiful Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to you all. I want to send a special shout out to my mother. Happy Mother's Day. Mom still fighting. Yeah, aim to make you proud. Want to start out by thanking a couple sponsors of Val's Monologue and the Answer Game podcast, which you can hear, by the way, on Spreaker.com. That's SPREAKER.com/ The Answer Game podcast. Shout out to Body by Inches and Michael Russell. You can find Body by Inches online. That's www.bbi.com. Okay, get in contact with that brother. He'll get you right. Mentally, physically, all that good stuff. And shout out to Quality Automotive and Quentin Arrington. Find them online at quality-autos.com. Has a slew of automobiles to select from, and he also has a kick butt mobile detail business. And excuse me if I stutter a little bit because I'm hearing the echo, but I've replayed recording like this, so hearing this you should be fine. You know, if you want to tell me I'm off a little bit, like I said, you can chat with us. But again, you can get in contact with Quentin Arrington at Quality Automotive, 202 White Park Drive in Dallas, Georgia. He'll handle your automotive needs for you. Also want to send a shout out to Computer Love. That's computer with a K, love.com. Contact my boy Jason Dawkins for your computer needs, both if you need to buy them and fix them. He also has a real nice work from home program. So get into contact with that brother. Coming at you Sunday, reflecting on a couple things. I consider myself to be an entrepreneur. I've been fighting for that right for the past 15 years, over 15 years since I left college. I did the whole, go to school, get a good education, and get a good job, get married, have a bunch of kids, all that good stuff, and you have a successful life. Well, I learned very early, and this is before I left school, that that's not necessarily the path that I want to take. I believe in having more control. Self-control means more control of your life, control of the outer world, and how to relate to you. That's important to me because I've noticed that's when I've been at my best. And I felt coming out of school that, getting a job wasn't going to be the long-term solution for me, because I do want to get married and I do want to have a lot of kids, but I had a rude awakening in school that, getting a $30,000-$40,000 teaching gig was just not going to be enough. Not just the money, but the control factor. I mentioned that. So, that whole saying, if you on the way up the ladder of success, if the ladder you climbing it is not getting to where the heights to where you want to be, then you get off that ladder and climb another, which is what I did. And when you've been raised a certain way for a number of years and having to switch mindsets, had to figure out a mindset, another way of living your life. It's tough, but I believe the long-term effects are going to be well worth it. That's why I still fight. So it's the whole mantra, get rich or die trying, which totally fits my case. Because seriously, if I have to work for somebody to, I guess, make it in this type of world, then I'd just rather be dead. Period. Point blank. No questions asked. Now, being that I had to change my mindset, I had to learn from people who have that mindset already. And learning to recognize clear-cut examples, that was tough too. Because what I've been finding out is that, I like the song playing, is that what appears to be successful on the outside is not necessarily what I consider to be successful. What I consider to be successful is a man that is in financial position to really call the shots, that take care of his family, that has that balance, where he can balance work life versus family life and be successful in both, no matter how hard it may be. Being a shot caller is not common. Not common. But what I've been finding out is that it does pay to be book smart, but it pays a whole lot more to be street smart. Prime example, I've interviewed a lot of people, and I've recently done an interview with a guy that has a smoking business. And I'm sort of reluctant to tell this story because I don't want to put him out there. But when you talk to him, do you think he is as dumb as a box of rocks? But I've known him long enough to know that business-wise, this dude really knows what he's doing. What can I tell you? Like I said, we'll put it this way. I'm just going to put it out there. I just interviewed him. If you hear the Answer Game podcast, you'll know who I'm talking about. I mean, and what's funny, when I interviewed him, right, during the interview, I'm putting it out there where you can find us, all this good stuff. And, he's asked me to spell it again. And I'm sort of looking at him when I spell the word or whatever. And just after a couple more interactions with him, I realized this brother can't read. It all makes sense. He entered, the military at a young age, because, and I'm just, like I said, I'm putting everything together, because he probably wasn't doing well in school, and he figured that, going to the military will be a way to keep him from going down the wrong path. Now, we heard all the sayings, as a black man doesn't belong in the military, because you're fighting for a country that doesn't love you. Why sacrifice your life for that? And this brother, he's not just I don't want to say regular military, because I don't think anybody in the military is regular, but he wasn't at a low rank. I mean, he has some some high attainments in the military. A lot of respect from, his compadres in the military. And I've seen that with my own eyes, And he's excelled what I've seen him, But you talk to him, and like, man, if this dude can do it, I know I can do it. But like I said, the time I've known, I've seen him be successful climb the ladder successfully on one occasion in the military. Because his military operations, he had to stop doing that. And now I'm talking to him again, and he's successful in something else. And when I say successful, just listen to the interview. He's about to get in the real estate business. Where he's at, he has other races looking at him with respect. And like I said, beating him on the street, like, yeah, this dude here, he, we wouldn't pay attention to him. I can guarantee you that. Which goes to show that you do not take anybody for granted. Everybody you run across, treat them with some type of respect. Because obviously, everybody, you can learn something from everybody. Whether it's right or wrong, you can learn something from everybody. That's why you have to respect life. You have to respect nature, which includes the plants, animals, because everybody has some type of energy that can benefit you, which goes to show that you need to develop some type of energy that can benefit everybody, And I mentioned him, but I've met other people, I met a guy in the recycling business that was a big time drug dealer before. And when I say big time, in his territory, he was doing some business where he was making a lot of money. And when I say a lot of money, it was in the millions. And he just transitioned those skills to something legitimate and made millions in that. And this is not coming from him. This is coming from other people. I've been around the guy. I've seen his influence. And you hear him talk, you would think that he didn't go to school past 6th grade. But his energy, his energy is what grabs you. Because he knows how to motivate people. You talk to him and you're fired up when you leave. Well, put it this way, you go around him, but you're going to have a good time. This is a guy in the recycling business. I met another guy. The guy in the recycling business, through him, I sort of, I guess through 6 degrees separation, met another guy in the contractor demolition business. Dude was in his late 80s. I think he had his pinky cut off from his work or whatever. And with it, with him being in his 80s, he was a little bit slower moving, let's just say. And I talked to him just through making, like I said, just through making connections or whatever. But see, I've been in the game long enough to understand when people are serious versus people that are really, playing around. I've understand how to make those distinctions. And we're talking to him first time we talked. Okay, let me check this guy out. And come to find out, a lot of the land that was that's being developed now on the south side of Atlanta. southwest side of Atlanta, which was some valuable land, the Cascade Road area, all that good stuff. He owned a lot of that land. Of course, you know, when the city came in to develop that part of Atlanta, they had to go through him. And his demolition business is sitting on a few acres, $1 million equipment on those acres. And you would never know that this guy probably didn't make it to high school. I tell you some of the similarities. I'll tell you some other similarities. Okay, both of them are married, successful marriages. They've been married a long time. Both of them, their women, their wives have businesses. The one that has a kid, you know, he is the kid has some moxie about himself. He's accomplished some things at a very young age, and from what I understand, he's going to be put in front of people to do some public speaking at a young age. You know, both are always in the planning stage, always planning to do something else. The one cat that was a drug dealer, he has some demons about himself. You know, he's still dealing with narcotic. He's, you know, been through woman to woman. I'm not saying that that he's, you know, not successful. We'll put it this way: he's not as successful as he could be because of those demons he's dealing with. You know, another thing is he's not really too good for his word. You know, he did get over on me in a couple deals, that type of thing. But what I've learned is that, you know, it's a bigger picture, and there's got to be some type of forgiveness in my heart so that everybody can benefit. But here's the thing. What he'll do, he'll move to another city and pretty much do the same thing. Now, once he figures out how to get past some of those demons, he's going to be right along with those other guys I talked about. Just has to battle those demons. We create our demons. That means that we can destroy them. I believe that. Totally believe that. But I guess the point is, with all these, with the examples that I've met, that are people who are really doing it big. Now, there are a couple people. I have met people that are book smart too, along those street smarts, and they're dangerous, no doubt, because they can talk to I guess people on any level and get results to where the other guys who are probably not as book smart might have to bring something to the table first. Might have limit to a certain sect of society. But their strength is that they know how to unify that sect of society and make it work for their benefit. So I don't know. We see an example right now nationally in LeVar Ball, what he's doing with his sons. I wouldn't say, he's dumb by any sense of the imagination, but I've seen, tweets where people making fun of how he talks and stuff like that. But, he did go to college. So he was around. I'll put it this way, he did make it to a higher level in education. And I've said this before. I've seen an interview where they interviewed him at his house, him and his family at his house. And it was a pretty big house with a pool house, a 2-story pool house on the side. And I've done a research of Chino Hills, California. I think the average taxes there is, I think it was $5,000 or $6,000, if I'm not mistaken. Average property tax. So he's living. That one thing they never bring up is what he's done to get in that position. They always bring his past failures with, averaging 2.2 points in college. I saw one video today where a guy so-called examined his past history, and they would bring up where he played ball at in junior college, and they would show the college today, and it's the gym itself looks like the elementary school type gym, and the guy mentions see, this is the type of competition you probably played against. And then they go back to his high school, go back the way he played ball at high school, and they show the high school now, and it looks like a small elementary gym, and the guy mentions, see, this is the competition he might have played against. That type of stuff. So nobody's really gotten to how he got to where he is now, living in Chino Hills with 3 boys who are playing at a high level in basketball, which meant that he had to put some time and resources, and so they can get that type of training, and that means he had to have the time, not just the money, but the time to make sure that it was being done right. See, think about these things when they talk about LeVar Ball, because he really does have it going on. But we don't know how much. I don't know if he meant it for it to be this way, where he really doesn't mention, or they really can't find out, what his actual profession is. He's a hell of a promoter, no doubt. And of course, we won't know how many pairs of shoes they've been moving. No, he moved a few because a couple celebrities that posted that they investing in what he's doing as far as buying shoes. So it's working to a certain extent. People just need to keep focused on, some of the details that are being played out right before our eyes. But the point of the matter is being that a guy who probably didn't come up the best of situations has taken what he does know street smart wise and used some discipline in doing that, and you're seeing the fruits of a marketable product, which are his sons, but not just his sons, playing basketball. There's so much bigger than that, and I'm sure in time to come we shall see. But these are just my thoughts, what I've been reflecting on now. Again, guys, another edition of the Answer Game podcast is coming. Be on the lookout for that. We got some real exciting guests coming on. Shout out to the shot callers out there. I'm working every day to be like that. Keep setting that example for people like me. Thank you guys. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. You have such an important role, and it is very appreciated. Have a great day.